Spartathlon 2010. In human history, certain events can influence the present and future of populations and places. Some events literally transform us. One such event happened here in Marathon. At that time, on the beach of Skinia, 70,000 Persians gathered under the generals Datis and Artaphernes, with the intention to attack Athens. Darius, king of the Persian Empire, decided to advance westward. The Athenians preferred to face him in Marathon, where his army was already deployed. The Athenian general, Miltiades, had gathered together 10,000 troops and 1,000 allied troops from Plataeus. Then, at a meeting of a military council, the Athenians decided to ask for help from powerful Sparta. They sent their messenger, Phidippides, on foot along the pathways to Sparta. In Herodotus's history, it is reported that Phidippides reached Sparta the next day. The Athenians achieved resplendent victory at Marathon. Phidippides' incredible feat was applauded and also disputed. Herodotus, in his account of the history, was considered excessive. Many disputed that it was impossible for someone to cover the 246 kilometres running in just 2 days. However, in 1982, a team of English runners dared to try. The successful completion of the journey by John Salton, John Fonton and John McCarthy in Sparta in 2 days proved that Herodotus was right. The news radiated round the world, and in a climate of general enthusiasm, the Spartathlon was born. Each year, this unique contest is organised and reenacted at the end of September in Greece. The 24th of September in Athens. The city wakes up. This year, there were 450 applications to complete, and 350 were accepted. In the Aerodio, below the Acropolis, 325 athletes gathered. The most represented nations this year were Japan with 75 athletes and Germany with 45. The commemorative photograph just before the event begins. In a little while, the 246-kilometre adventure begins, following the footsteps of Phidippides. Seven in the morning, and the contest has started. At the Corinth station, the athletes can receive help and also receive a relaxing massage and rest a little. The team of doctors are on full alert along with the physiotherapists. In a corner of the station, the arrivals and times are being recorded. All the up-to-date information of the race is transmitted live on the internet. For many here, it's a reminder of their strength. For some, it's just an occasion for a light dinner. For most, the morale is high. The athletes pass one by one, and then after a few minutes disappear. Many say the real race begins now. Ancient Corinth. The monuments reveal the ancient glory of the city. A little farther on from here is the Isthmus area, where athletic games took place that were as important as the Olympic Games. Next to the archaeological site, the control station records the runners that pass by. It's one of the most characteristic control stations. The Villa Ophion, the Phidippides Road in Corinth. A few moments of rest in a pleasant environment. The control stations of the race are staffed by the organisation, but also volunteers from the Boy Scouts, Olympic Games and students, members of social organisations and simple citizens. Twilight falls. At the control stations, things are relaxed. The distances between the runners are growing. There's a nice atmosphere and a feeling of encouragement. As more time passes, the bodily reserves become more exhausted. In a while, all that remains to keep them going Ancient Nemea relives her athletic glory as in ancient times when it was the seat of the Nemeans, the athletic games that were in honour of the god Zeus, father of the gods and mortals. The ruins of the temple have been saved and today exist in a harmonious environment. Night has fallen in ancient Nemea. It's a substation in the middle of a rough part of the course. The weather bulletins are warning of intense rainfall. The night ahead is going to be tough. The physiotherapists have a lot of work to do. The evaluation of each of the athletes' state of health is important. Their level of exhaustion will play a part from now on. The most difficult part of the race is ahead of them. The crossing of Artemisium, or as they call it, the mountain. The base of the mountain. The runners follow the ancient path, the scale, the Climacus, known also to the ancient traveller Pausanias. The summit of the mountain is 1,200 metres and constitutes the psychological limit of the competition. From here, the athletes will experience intense cold as they descend to Saga and Arcadia. The first runner arrives in Sparta. It's Ivan Gudin from Italy. Ivan, making an exceptional effort, finishes with a time of 23 hours, 3 minutes and 6 seconds. While the pioneers of the race are finishing in Sparta, most runners are still to be found on the course. A tough race still continues through Laconia and Arcadia, 50 kilometers from Sparta, the central control station of Tegia. The times of the passing athletes are posted on the internet. The course continues through the countryside of the Peloponnese. For many of them, this is familiar territory, if they've competed many times before. Many of them consider it like an appointment with their family each year in Sparta. Seppo Tepio-Leonin has competed for 26 years every year. He's declared that this year is his last, but no one believes him, of course.
This year this Spartathlon is my last time, and I am a little sad that I am not come to finish, but I am very proud that I have run here 40 years. 80s, 19, 2000 and 2010, and I have so many good friends in Greece and all over the world. And this race is so important for me because this is free, without money and everything. All runners who come to finish take only water and olive branch, and it's really sport, like Olympic spirit. When I was a young boy, I live near every year. When first Spartathlon I finish, it start second year training, and it's take when I coming older, I take too much stress. So now I think it's time to stop it and come to help the runners and see good friends.
The British woman Emily Gelder reaches Voutianos. In just a short time, she will cross the finishing line at Sparta as the first woman of the year. The first three will also include the Japanese runner Masumi Yoshimura and another British woman, Heather Foundling.
Good time. Excellent. Good time. Thank you.